Hey, whoa, yo.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Guess what we have now? World Gen introduction. Will be first reaction to this blog post because it just came out. All right, let's get into this. Ooh, I'm not gonna talk about this yet. I'm only gonna go into it after. Today we're going to provide a first look at Hytale's world generation system. The technology that underpins every area you explore as you progress through adventure mode. As you might expect, there's a lot to cover, so let's get to it. Alright, so we have adventure mode. So adventure mode won't just be one thing, it's like a big world. And then it'll have like quests and such. Alright, let's continue reading. First, however, a quick note. In order to focus on world gen and avoid spoilers, we disabled creatures and enemies in most of the screenshots below. That's tough. Okay, so... Alright, world slices. The piece of concept art is one of the first we produced when we development of Hytale began. It depicts four of the zones that make up the planet of Orbis. Also, Orbis is like the Earth, but like the first planet, which is where the bulk of Hytale's storyline takes place. Okay, so we know where the lore is mostly gonna be. So this is where you start. That's what they're telling you. As you see, each zone is unique. Our world generation system draws from a different set of rules for each one, and each has its own set of biomes. If you look closely, you get a sense of for how underground topography changes from the winding caves and dungeons of Zone 1 to the subterranean forests of Zone 4. Alright, let's look at this. So we got concept, right? Okay, so we're gonna have an icy region, a sandy region, and like the basis. What's that? Oh, we got some dungeons, lava. So we got another lava area. We got like a something to like separate it. Maybe they're like intervening, and you can see a lot of the dungeons in the little lower levels. Generating a zone. Here's an example of zone-based world gen in action. We are looking at top-down view of Zone 1, comprising comprising several different biomes: forests, lakes, hills, ravines, and more. Our world gen system ties these together seamlessly along with topographical features like ponds and rocky outcrops. You can also see a handful of generated points of interest. Okay, so you see that there's different kinds of trees. I hope I didn't miss anything. Yeah, you can see kind of different kinds of tree. You can see that like the hills are more random spaced out. There's like more islands spread out, and also this looks spawned in. This looks like it's a yeah, these are naturally. So this is one of the dungeons, which is really cool. And you can see a dungeon over there and a dungeon over here. Got the ponds and lakes, and you have like variations, more color. It has more vibrant colors, and you can see some ravines, which is really nice. A lot of lakes, and it like goes through the world, and you can see some big water, big like pockets of water. But yeah, let's continue. Here's an example of zone-based world gen in action. You're looking at a top-down view of Zone 1, comprising several different biomes: forests, lakes, hills, ravines, and more. Yeah, so I saw some ravines. World gen. Oh, I'm really dumb. I already read this, didn't I? Yeah. Each zone has its own sets of blocks, distinct content. including furniture sets. Ooh, this is important. Furniture. All right, so we're gonna get some like Quebec like leaf couches. Ooh. NPC races. Oh, okay, so we're definitely gonna get some like NPCs and like to allies, which we saw in the last video. Creatures, critters. Okay, so we're gonna have like insects and a lot. So a lot of wildlife and stuff. Plant life. So yeah, we saw a lot of plants, but a Venus, the fly traps would be weather, very important. Geology. Exploring a cave in Borea. Ooh, little little thing over there. We don't know what that is, but we'll see. Will be very different from exploring a cave in the Emerald Gulf. Okay, so this is a different area. So let's look at this. Definitely looks like the area changes the look of the sun. Ooh, and then look at that mountain. That world generation just makes a mountain. It's huge. Alright, yeah, so you can see like little specks of the world generation spreading out. So like even though this is like a winter area and this is like more of a springish like non-winter area, it still has some like little specks of like snow, and then we have like some ice. Ice is a little that looks like blue ice. We got some ferns and not ferns, trees, and we got like flowers and everything, and we got some also, those look like flowers or mushrooms, but they might be ores. And yeah, but yeah, let's look at this. This is connected to this. All right. Ooh, actually, different. The NPC's houses. So this is an NPC's house. All right, so it obviously goes down. We can see one of the rolled up beds, which is I think this is like a sleeping bed. We got like a drawer slash chest. We got like a chest over here, some barrels, a wardrobe, a candle on and a table with stools around. We also got a door. Plus, I don't know what that is, but also it looks like different kinds of windows because there's different ones over there. We also have some shelves, and we have a ladder over here, and we have a hay top, which we've seen a lot. Oh, and different kinds of tiling for different kinds of blocks, which is cool. Cause look, this is a regular looks like wooden planks, but then the planks change over here, giving it a different style look. Let's continue. Over here, ooh, sorry. Uh, we have a sand, like a bamboo, which is like bamboo, like ceiling. We have chairs. We have a bigger stool. We have bed. So I think that was like a better one. And we have different kinds of windows. And in fact, there's a different kind of window over here too. So it's two different kinds. And then you have like and you have like a different kind of torch. You have planters. Doors look different. We looks like a whole block, and it has a lot of. Ooh, and there's a new block that we don't know what it is, but it's a different block. But yeah, let's continue. Coastal areas in the deep ocean. Let's read it first. Zones have different coastal features too, including specific biomes for the shoreline. Alone, you can see a mountainous coast in Zone 3, whereas below you can see the sands of Zone 2. So zones are very important for this game. Uh, it looks like that area we saw before with a lot of glowing ores or mushrooms, but this looks like what they're talking about. Zone 2. Oh, I think Zone 2 is over here, and then Oh, okay, so it makes sense. It goes into. Okay, so if we go, there's like something glowing up there. We got some cobbles in here, and it looks like a volcano in a way. You got the sun with a different color, maybe sunset, maybe moonlight and stuff. But we got shores with like rocks, like a realistic one, and the waters look like wavies and stuff, such. And yeah, These unique world gen elements continue underwater with secrets to find if you're brave enough to venture beneath the waves. So I think these two are connected, but I don't think that. I think yeah, but let's look at this one first. This looks like more of a Bahamas kind type thing. Also, sorry for that. Um, we have some like birch, different kinds of stuff. Ooh, we got like a ravine and like more of like a canyon. It's like a mesa with a savanna, and we see like the ground, the coloring difference. Got some pools of water, and then the whole ocean. We see a cave, and that might be a dungeon over here. And yeah. So for that again. Notes. Speaking of notes, you better take your notes now. Okay, let's look over here. Okay, yeah. So it's like more of like an underwater dungeon. With the ravines. We're not gonna see any monsters. Ooh, we could see some like coral seaweed. This is cool. Some coral over here. We see like a dungeon, which is important. Like some clams. And yeah, alright. That's not all. Venture far enough from land and you'll counter the ocean itself. A sudden drop off at the edge of each zone that leads to the deep ocean. The deep ocean is effectively a zone all by itself. It holds many dangers and rewards for intrepid explorers to discover. You'll have to prepare carefully in order to survive these depths. Alright, so let's look at this. Alright, so we see a guy, he's just swimming. Okay, so there'll be swimming in the game, which is official. Oh, does look like squids. We also got some fish, piranhas, and some eels. It's got some rocks and some more eels. So it's more like mostly monsters. Got a got a hammerhead shark. Got pufferfish. Got mossy. It's like it has coral going. No, those are like seaweed on the ground, which is really cool. And seaweed sticks up, and we also got some like not mountains, but like cliffs underwater. Beyond the ocean lie the infinite lands. Hytale storyline won't take you out that far, but our world gen tech will ensure that there's always something for you to find beyond the edges of the world. So you're allowed to go pretty much wherever you want, but there is a storyline. But like, it's it's a different way. It's like it's an open world where it's like you either choose to do the story, or you could go out and survive, which is really cool. Generated caves and dungeons. World generations applies to underground areas too, including caves, dungeons, while these will play differently in each zone. There are a few universal principles that govern each. Well, this is really cool. This is more of a dungeon. You see it going down. We also see some special blocks. I'm hoping you can mine these because this really, really cool in a base or something. And you can see that there's many barrels, which if you go before, I'm not because this is good. I want to speed up, but you can see like decorations of like skeleton bones everywhere. We old people who tried to be here. We got pots which you can destroy and get loot. We got barrels which actually look like they're turned over. Ooh, and we have a bucket, and we have some more columns, some barrels, pots, and many things. We also have more fences and different kinds of ladders as well. World generation applies to underground areas too, including caves, dungeons. While these, oh wow, I already read that. All right, so let's look over here. Actually, no, let's read. I'll talk about that thing over here. Caves are full of secrets and creatures to encounter. and will be an important source of resources. They are entirely procedurally generated based on rules that differ from zone to zone. Dungeons are a little different. They comprise multiple chambers and encounters joined by connecting passageways, often culminating in a final room, providing challenges and special rewards tailored by our world team. That's really cool. Um, if we look back up here, this is more of like a lava, like the zones, and it goes down to like a lava area. So you have like more of lava type creatures, which everyone wanted. We wanted like biome type stuff. So like you see that snail, the snail is lava, like lava type. You see the lava coursing through him. You see lava going through, and you also see like lava colored, like, and the underworld. It looks like burnt, like magma coursing through the blocks, which is cool. Ooh, what is this? Okay, this looks cool. All right, so yeah, this is like another feature. I think this is in game. They might have spectator mode or something of the sort where you can use it to see. But anyways, look. So this is a dungeon. This is the beginning area where you go in. So the entrance looks in here, and then you go down here, where you either go this way or that way. And it looks like they have many traps or areas where you can go, like little pockets of areas where you can go back, go down. And also, you can't enter over here if you go this way, which is really cool. So it seems that there's trapped areas until, like, not traps, so like little, like, things that can get in your way. And it's like a kind of like a maze in a way. So you go down here. If you go down here, you have to go back, and you're not going to get to the final stage. If you go over here, it's not going to bring you to the final stage. And if you go down here, it's not going to bring you over here. So, yeah, keep that in mind. I probably missed a lot of things in this picture. I'm just like that over here is more like a treasure room. Yeah. Prefabs. Dungeons are just one example of how prefabricated content is incorporated into Hytale's world generations. Big words there, boy. We've created thousands of prefabs. 3,785 so far. That's a lot, guys. They run from the range from environmental features like trees and rock faces all the way up to ruins, buildings, and special encounters. These are distributed throughout the world at random and sometimes appear only once, but may feature hand designed challenges, objectives, and rewards. That's really cool. So let's look at this. It's like a dungeon, but jeez, this actually looks like a mason mind. Ooh, we could see a fox is stalking out here. We could see some sheeps, chickens. Um, I don't know what these are. Kind of dumb. Ooh, what is that? Those look like chickens, I suppose. Got some trees, some flowers. So it's like more wildlife pictures. So, and ooh, this is a. I know what this is. This is a twerk camp, which we've seen before, and there's another thing over there. But I remember this. What this is? This is a twerk camp. This is not man-made. This spawns in. This is a twerk camp, and they look really cool. It actually has some special stuff. But yeah, and then it goes down. The render distance looks really far, which is pretty nice. And yeah, each prefab is custom built and is the equivalent of a blueprint for a particular piece of content. In addition to their visual design, they have their own triggers and events attached to. This would be really useful for modding. Also, ooh gosh, this thing is buggy. Dang buggy. Oh, this looks like lighting and everything. Ooh, actually, they look like they have different sizes. Certain air, they have to do every single coloring. The bigger, the like more. The it's very like in depth and the modding and like if it they say that you could like their own triggers and events attached to. So some of these, you, like maybe you pull a lever and then something happens, or you step on it and then something happens, and that would be really cool. Because if that's part of the code, then if you can mess around with that, you could do something really cool. Portal dungeons. Okay, this was excite. This is a. I looked at it, the website. I looked at the blog for like a millisecond, meaning like I just scrolled down. But this is really. I saw this and I was like, ooh, I can't wait to look at this. I'm not gonna look at this yet. Above, you can see concept art for a specific kind of prefab. The entrance to a portal dungeon. When you meet the criteria necessary to unlock one, criteria meaning level. I'm hoping it's not. I mean, I hope it's level based, but I hope it's not at the same time. You'll enter a hand designed encounter with its own rules and terrain. Oh, that's actually really cool. You'll be limited in what blocks you can break with these portal dungeons. Okay, so. But maybe, is it only in the portal dungeons? Or is it in the other dungeons? But it makes sense for a portal dungeon because there's a portal, so if you broke the portal, you'd be screwed. Challenging you to overcome obstacles using your other skills. Depending on where you can find them, portal entrances can take several different forms. I'm not gonna look at this yet. Oh, so this is like Guyane portal. So I don't think the portals go to a different world. I think they go to a specific area. I think these kind of portals are specifically for a different thing, and there'll be like a separate portal for different worlds. Oh, actually, and then look, it goes down, and you go in, and then you see a guy going inside. This is concept art, but probably is gonna happen, or somewhat. It's kind of worn out, but it's still up, and you have like special looks and lighting. This is really cool. And if we can get all this stuff in creative mode, ooh, what what you find on? Oh, actually, this is part of it too. It has different forms of portals, so there's a more of a parkour place, which is really cool. It's like a portal of park. It's like a park. You have to parkour to the portal. There's like a icy portal. There's like a sky. Yeah, so there's like sky islands, which is really cool. We have like so it's more of like elemental. So it's like okay, I get this. Ground, ice, water, air or freedom, fire, and void. Which, by the way, oof. By the way, you follow my void Twitter. Void of Hytale. Link will be in the description. But back to this, yeah, they have a void one, which really looks cool. I'm not gonna lie, the void one looks cool. But yeah, let's continue. What you find on other side will vary massively. Here's a glimpse at an early portal dungeon, the Temple of Gaia, along with one of its component parts, the Garden of Elements. Ooh, that's that. Ooh, so there's like specific areas for elements. It's really cool. You gotta parkour or build it sometime. I'm definitely making a base in here. This will become my kingdom. But this looks like outer space in a way, or like in a different realm, which is really cool. This looks like a different realm, but while here looks like outer space, which kind of confuses me. But it's really cool. You have like some waters, which it actually flows down, which is nice. But it might just be concept art. But yeah, and it seems to have like different logos. Garden. Oh yeah, and then there's like, ooh. So I'm getting this. This is a void area. So void is like the evil element where it corrupts everything. But I mean, guys, don't let that fool you. I'm really cool. But anyways, corrupted golem. So we have like an entrance to a place. Well, speaking of corrupted golem, go follow him. His name is at. This is him at Zeo PvP thing. But yeah, and then this is like more of like the void area in the Garden of Elements, which they were talking about. Ooh, gosh, I'm a noob. But yeah, happy little accidents. You've got a new sense of broad principles that govern world generation in Hytale, from unique zones to hand-designed dungeons. All of this is governed by a set of rules. Some of our favorite environmental features come about when two contrasting sets of rules collide. We call these happy little accidents, moments when the principle we laid out for zone combine in surprising ways. So I need to reread this because wait, so also sometimes these combined. Also, like, look at this. The ravine is over here, but also mixed with the dungeon, so you could kind of see some of the dungeon. And then, like, over here, you see, like, the lake in. Also, you can see some of the trees with the coconuts, which is cool. And then you have, like, a color fading feature. But yeah, and then, like, this is super cool. Um, it also seems to go really deep. See if you can see any ores. Nah, you can't see an ore. We've discovered rivers that carved their way through mountains and dungeons and that have been split in half by a ravine. Swampy terrain might creep halfway up a mountain, or you might be exploring a cave only to discover a lost mine deep within. These small touches help ensure that every world that adventures you have there truly feel different. That's really cool. So everything's no world is the same unless they have even seeds. I think seeds won't work either. I don't think seeds will work in this game because it's like it's a random world and then bland. That's it. But here it's completely random. Ooh, wait, what's that? It's like a goblin, and he's looking like a mace, and he's wearing some stuff. Ooh, I think you have stakes, which is like a trap. You have like I don't know what that is. This looks like a dungeon, so it's like a mixture. I think something mixed up. Yeah, and then so we have like the lava area. So it's like a mixture of a dungeon and a cave, which is really cool. What's more, all of the world generation system we created will be fully customizable by content creators. Thank you. We could create custom, custom like buildings, custom castles. You can read. Let's just continue reading. You could tweak world generals, write your own through configuration files. You can also build and share your own prefabs and dungeons, including instanced instance portal dungeons. You can create and configure your own blocks, environments, and even NPCs. Combining all of these options together gives content creators the power to craft poems, biomes, zones, and ultimately worlds of their own. You can practically create your own game, which is really cool. But guys, that's all I got for you. Woo-hoo-hoo. So please subscribe, like, hit the bell. You know how it is. Don't forget to follow um void at void underscore Hytale or void Hytale or Zeo at Z Zeo PvP that thing. And peace out.